Are you spiritual at all? Are you religious?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Have you ever been?
Uh, my dad is Christian. My mom is Catholic.
Yeah.
We grew up going to church,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like the last time we were ever taken to church was like 6 or 7 years old. And then ever since then, I'm just like...
It was a Catholic church?
Yes.
Said? Yeah.
No, Christian.
Christian.
And simply because my dad was the one that made the decision, like, we're going to take our kids to the Christian whatever. But it was never something that stuck with me. I never, like, my mom got us baptized before my dad made the switch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But other than, I don't have my Holy Communion or, like, I don't know what they're
Well,
called.
that's Catholic.
Anymore. Right. So,
okay.
like, I don't have any of that, and I also don't have any Christian beliefs.
So, what do you believe then? Yeah, no, it does make sense. So, what do you think happens to us when we die?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I have no clue. It's something that ever since I was a child, I've been so afraid of to figure out. Like,
really?
I guess the earliest memory that I have of being afraid of dying, I was maybe about 6 years old, and I was laying in bed getting ready to go to, already in bed. Mom was like, you got school in the morning, make sure you go to sleep, whatever. And I laid awake thinking about what happens when we die.
You were how old?
6.
Okay. And then...
So I freaked out because I was like, okay, so does it end? Does like, in my mind, I don't know, 6 years old, you know what I mean? Everything goes black and then you're just like stuck in limbo. It's what I was afraid of. So I run downstairs and I'm like, okay, what happens when we die? And my mom's like...
To your mom?
Yeah, and my mom was like, what the fuck?
You're 6. Go play with your toys.
Yeah, seriously. She's like, she's like, where is this coming from? I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm laying in my bed looking out the window like, am I always going to get to do this? Is it all of a sudden going to stop? Like, where do we go from here? Mm-hmm. And she's like, are you feeling okay? Do you feel sick? And I'm just like, no, I just want to know. And she was never able to give me any answers. It was never like well, let me teach you, like, I don't know, maybe she could have gone the religious way and been like, let me teach you the Bible. Mm-hmm. Or let me teach you this or whatever. You know what I mean? I never got any answers. And up to this day, I don't know.
So what do you think worries you, though? Do you still worry, first of all? Because you're obviously worrying as a 6-year-old. I think that's really, really interesting that you're conscious of that at a young age.
I want to say it was 6 because I was still at my childhood home. And we only lived there till I was 10 years old. And it was way before that. Mm-hmm. And up till now, like, if you talk to my siblings and stuff, like, it's something that you don't bring up around me. Like, you don't talk about death in front of me because, like, I will sit there and I will shut down and I'm like, well,
is it going to bother you if I talk about death?
No. I mean, if you can give me some insight, I will appreciate it.
I don't have any answers, but I have insight. Here's my thing. First of all, I think it's crazy that you, this is something that we can all learn. It's a sign of the times. It says nothing, I literally have nothing bad to say about anyone that's a parent. Because I'm not a parent, so whatever I think is just a guess on what I think would be good. Mm-hmm. And I've had this conversation before with friends, but I do think it's super important that you explain things to your kids. Right or wrong, give them the facts. And here's the thing. If your mom had said what you're telling me now, I think it would have made more sense. Right. Instead of nothing, right? Instead of maybe going, hey, I don't know what happens when we die. Right. But I know there's a bunch of options. There's there's these religions, there's people that don't believe in any religion but believe you go to this place. I don't know, but you're allowed to figure out what you feel, and you do go somewhere when you die, and let's talk about it.
And maybe that's what she was trying to accomplish. Like, maybe she was trying to make me or let me come up with my own conclusion later. Yes. But I never did. You know, I was never steered in any direction.
Which I think is a blessing in disguise, because people that steer people in a direction, it's hard to think of anything other than the place you were steered.
Okay.
And because as a kid that was steered, I did go to church. I did go to a Christian church, Baptist church, which is a Christian church. When I was in foster care, I went to a Catholic church. Different foster homes. I've been to one of those churches where the black people were just like, woo, hallelujah, breathe, baby, breathe. Like, because I've had so many like different foster homes. And so I, you know what I mean? I've been to all kinds of churches. Nice. And they all mean different things. They're all a little wacky. They're all a little cool. They're all a little like, kind of, I learned some stuff. They're all a little like whatever. Like some of them are judgy. Some of them aren't. But I think the benefit of mine is I was steered in a direction, but then I figured out, like, I don't have to go in that direction. I can kind of figure my things out. So as I sit today, I'm not very religious. I do believe we go somewhere when we die. I believe in a higher power than me. I just also believe I don't know what that is.
Okay.
And I want to wait till more facts come out. There's nothing wrong with saying I don't know.
Yeah.
And when you say that, if you're talking to someone that is spiritual, they'll go, well, you're atheist.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, because atheists believe that when you die, you go nowhere. I'm saying I don't know. Well, then you're agnostic. No, because agnostic, like they do that. They want to label you. And call me whatever. At the end of the day, I'm like, I don't care what you say. But this is how I feel. I don't know. And if you want to, but what it allows me to do is hear other people's thoughts unbiased. Like when I listen to people that are super duper Christian, which is the majority of the people that I know, I'm able to listen to their thoughts without putting my own because I don't have any. And then so when I talk, me and Stefan one time went to De La Vegas here in town, and we met these Middle Eastern dudes that were Muslim, and they were scared of me because I literally look like a bald white dude. They're like, oh, this guy's like super American. But they were like, they ended up telling me, like, dude, you're cool as hell. And I'm like, hey, well, what does it mean? And they were like, we listen to the Quran, or we don't listen to it, we read it. Right. But he started explaining stuff, and I was genuinely interested in what he was saying because I didn't have my own agenda. Right. I think when you have your own agenda, you're like, oh, that's wrong. I'll tell him that in a second. You start thinking of your own thoughts. But I was like, what? You guys, he was telling me all about how you, I don't even want to get too crazy into it, but he was pretty much saying like, hey, when you ejaculate, that's part of you leaving. And so it's not okay to procreate because you're giving part of who you are to another person, and that's taking away from God. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, and so I ended up telling him, like, what about when you masturbate, bro? Like, what? You're giving part of yourself to the trash can or to your sock, whatever it is. And so that was one of the funny parts, but it allowed me to like question him, talk to him, understand. And it's the same thing. Like I have a friend that's Mormon. I'll listen to that. Like whatever it is, like it's cool because it allows me to understand other people. It also lets me know that everyone is so sure theirs is the one. Like this is it. Christians, that's it. Catholics, like, nope, it's us. And then like Mormons, Muslims think that they have the right one. Nobody is open to any of the other ideas. Right. And that's why I think it's important for people like me and you to exist, to be able to have a balance and understand all those things. Yeah.
See, because I don't know. I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't have, like, I'm just like you said, I believe that there's a higher power. Mm-hmm. I get in my car and I'm like, okay, I've lost both my grandparents. So I asked them, hey, watch over me. Because I'm hoping that somehow they're keeping watch on all of us. You know what I mean? But I don't know who to ask for what I need. You know, like people say, pray to God and you'll get what you want. Mm-hmm. Or pray to God and you'll get what you need. And I'm just like, I don't know if that's something that I'm comfortable with. Yeah. You know, I don't know if it's...
So what do you do in those moments where you feel like
I'm needing, like, desperate need of help? I ask my grandparents. Yeah. I ask.
So that's really cool because you know they exist.
Yeah. I mean, they, for the longest time, they took care of us, you know, and like they were around. And I mean, granted, they weren't always the best, whatever, you know, but I know that they were here and I know now they're gone and they're somewhere else that could be potentially about watching over us, you know? And we have this story. One of my cousins got into a really bad wreck and he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. It was shortly after my grandpa passed away. Mm-hmm. And he says that when he hit that impact, you know how your body moves forward? Mm-hmm. He says that he literally felt like his shoulders being held back by by hands, like somebody holding him back. Like into his car seat. Into his seat.
Not car seat. His seats in his car.
Yes. Okay. into the driver's seat. Yes. So he said that he swears it was my grandpa watching over him. Yeah. You know, and I mean, when my grandpa passed away, I was still pretty young. So that had a huge impression on me. Mm-hmm. So ever since then, I'm just like, okay, just watch over me the way that you did my cousin, you know? Yeah. And we leave the house and we go somewhere. I tell my mom, hey, you know, we're leaving. And then she's like, okay, I hope your grandpa and grandma watch over you. Like, you know, like little shit like that. Yeah. But never like, may God watch over you kind of thing.
It gets a little... First of all, before I even get into any of that, I think it's really cool that you feel that way because I think that that's important to be able to go like, hey... Because I feel that about the people I've lost. I would hope they're watching out after me. And there's moments where I go, oh... This person was watching after me. And that feels good. And here's the thing is I don't care about any of the religious things. If you're using what you feel to make yourself better and the people around you better, then it's good.
Yeah.
And that's it. But what I don't like is people that use it in a negative way.
They try to push it on you.
And it could be not even just pushing it. That's already like annoying. That's more annoying. Mm-hmm. But the negative way is like, if you don't do this, like you're going to burn in hell and Jesus hates you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever it is. And it's like, what? Like you're not even like, like some people, like my favorite, which is not literally my favorite, but the one that I think is the most outlandish is like the same people that are like, they talk, God loves everyone. And like, you're like, all you got to do is ask for forgiveness, da-da-da. Those are the same people that will turn around, like, that hate gay people, that will hate, like, certain races, that will tell you that you're wrong for, like, maybe committing a crime, like, you're going to hell anyways, give up. And it's like, what? Like, isn't redemption, like, a huge part of the Bible? Like, if it's that person going to jail or whatever it is. But those are the kind of people that I'm like, you sound crazy and contradictory, and you don't even know what you're talking about.
If you guys enjoyed that clip, click on this icon over here if you want to subscribe to the Clips channel. Click on this icon over here if you want to view the entire podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to that channel as well. See you next time.